Hello, everyone. This is today's the topic of part 2 of the 7-year cycles of life. Part 1 started from 0 to 42 years and everything that happens every 7 years and is supposed to be happening. And again, if it's not, then the person is stuck somewhere based on unrepaired emotions that they have repeated or are carrying for someone else. Okay, so continuing. Ages 42 to 49, boy, a lot of soul searching. Wanting to lay stronger foundation for our lives. More aware of life's transitions and what's happening. Children usually begin to leave the nest during that time, which creates a lot of freedom of responsibility. Yay. Perimenopause can also begin for women. And, men also go through, andropause. This is a time usually between 42, 49 and in their 50s where, women have always said, he turned 50 and he became somebody else. Life crisis, identity, attempting to who really am I? And trying to gain self-identity a lot during these stages of age. One begins to be even more creative and even more their imagination even blossoms even more so. And again, more creativity comes forward. The person is supposed to become more established in their professional lives. It's kind of like saying the soul begins to gain an increasing control over our life, a time of self-reflection. Really beginning to discern what is it that I want in life. I don't want to do this anymore. I want something different. I want to experience something more, that kind of thing, which will usually occur on its own if the person is not carrying, emotions that have not been repaired or journeys being repeated kind of thing. Ages 49 to 56. You start to grow more of a vision and an understanding of what life really is, and that's supposed to be happening. One feels more inspired, so the feeling of inspiration begins to emerge in us at that age, because you've gained a lot of wealth of experience and supposed to have been learning from that experience that gives us wisdom. Supposed to be. Life begins to soften our personality even more so based on our experiences, and we begin to humble ourselves more. To kind of gain a second wind in life is what's supposed to be happening. And those who have neglected their spiritual life will feel confused around this time if they have not merged with the needs of the soul and what it needs spiritually during this time. So we kind of tend to want to cling at this time to our youth that's fading. Sometimes, the fear of aging really begins to set in, and we begin to kind of feel like, wow, our life is passing us by. And I don't want to age, but the truth is that if you fight aging, chances are you're going to look older than you are. So don't fear age. Go with it. Age with grace, and you'll see that you'll never look your age. Ages 56 to 63. It's kind of like the major turning point in life. New intuition, new spiritual awareness, spiritual powers, true dream. We acquire this true dream for living kind of emerges within us with a lot of clarity. If a person's spirituality has been neglected, it kind of marks a turning point in which life really, literally, is going to force us in some way, in some experience, to reassess what we need in our lives. Some type of crisis can occur during this time, pushing you, forcing you to awaken and return to a spiritual life based on what you'll be reflecting during this time of what crisis occurred that is forcing you, pushing you to a more, returning to more of a spiritual life. Ages 64 to 70, time of blessing, grace, opportunities, the freedom from struggles of life. That's what's supposed to be happening. We may still have, people still have, I know I do, have a lot of energy and vitality. They become more of a teacher, a guide, an advisor, an inspirational source for others based on one's experiences and wisdom. They no longer feel bound to struggles of others or being of service, or rather being of service increases even more so during this time. And that age of 70 and beyond, the age of 70 and beyond, that I'm not too far from. Really, truly, at this age, you are to feel no longer bound to by any responsibility. You reflect on the past, but begin to experience more of the richness of this present time in your life. It's kind of like the threshold of rebirth into preparation for where you're going to next when this journey is complete. So it's a time of preparing ourselves for the next adventure. Kind of like some other people would say, awaiting the call. Beautiful time. 70 and beyond. So for me, 0 to 7, beautiful time. And then 70 and beyond. Everything else is just supposed to be occurring, as I said. We're supposed to be experiencing this every 7 years. If we haven't, it's time to discern why not and to heal it. Thank you for listening and sharing. Be well.